engine for Seattle today. That is a major improvement from Indiana's defense.
The first three.
Caitlin the WNBA's hottest rookie, is walking a tightrope this season, and the stakes are high. She's just 2 technical fouls away from an automatic 1-game suspension. What's surprising is that her most recent technical wasn't for trash talk or a physical altercation. It was for hitting the padding under the basket in frustration. This raises the question, is the league being too harsh, or is Clark's fiery spirit becoming a liability? Let's dive into the situation. Clark's passion for the game is undeniable. It's what sets her apart, but it's also coming at a cost. Many might think that technical fouls are just part of the game, an accepted byproduct of intense competition. But in the WNBA, technical fouls carry significant consequences, and they're more than just a slap on the wrist. The WNBA has a strict system in place for technical fouls designed to keep players in check. For rookies like Clark, it's a harsh lesson in professional conduct. So far, Clark has accumulated 5 technical fouls in her debut season, putting her just 2 away from that dreaded 1-game suspension. You might wonder, what's the big deal? Players get heated all the time. True, but in the WNBA, every outburst carries a price tag. The first 3 technicals cost a player $200 each, but from technicals 4 through 6, the fine doubles to $400. If a player reaches the 7th technical, they'll be out $800. But this isn't just about the money. It's about what it means for the game itself. Clark's 5th technical foul wasn't your typical case of trash talking or physical confrontation. Instead, it stemmed from her frustration after missing a shot. In a moment of anger, she took it out on the padding under the basket. While this may seem harmless, the referee saw it differently, deeming it disrespectful to the game of basketball. Clark herself was baffled by the call. She explained, "I got a technical for basically being mad at myself. It had nothing to do with my team, the refs, or the other team." This moment highlights a fine line between passion and professionalism that Clark must navigate. It's a tightrope walk, and there's no safety net. Clark isn't alone in facing this struggle. Veterans like Diana Taurasi and Natasha Cloud have both racked up 6 technical fouls, proving that even seasoned players grapple with balancing competitive fire and professional conduct. But for a rookie like Clark, this balancing act is even more precarious. Her next outburst could lead to catastrophic consequences, not just for herself, but for her entire team. We're not just talking about missing 1 game. A suspension could disrupt team momentum, affect morale, and send a message to both fans and opponents. Clark's competitive fire is what makes her one of the most exciting rookies in the WNBA, but that same fire could burn her and her team if she's not careful. From here on out, every game is a delicate balancing act. Can she channel her passion into her play without letting it spill over into technical foul territory? But there's more to the story. Clark isn't just battling the rulebook. She's facing a whole new set of challenges as she makes the leap from college to the pros. It's like going from checkers to 3D chess. The WNBA is exposing chinks in Clark's armor that no one saw coming. Remember when Caitlin Clark was the talk of the town in college, breaking records left and right? Her transition from college superstar to WNBA rookie hasn't been as smooth as many expected. Yes, she's leading the league, but not in the way you might think. With a staggering 70 turnovers, Clark is topping a chart no player wants to lead. That's an average of 5.4 turnovers per game. To add to her struggles, her shooting percentage sits at a less than stellar 37.3%. So, what's causing this college phenom to struggle in the big leagues? It's possible that her aggressive playing style, which served her so well in college, is now backfiring in the pros. Watching Clark play in the WNBA is like watching a Ferrari try to navigate a mountain trail. She's got all this power, but the terrain is a whole different game. The WNBA is not pulling any punches, and the physicality of the pro game is hitting Clark like a freight train. She's facing hard fouls and defensive strategies that make her college days look like a walk in the park. Clark herself has acknowledged the physical toll the WNBA is taking on her. "I think at this point I know I'm going to take a couple of hard shots a game, and that's what it is," she said. Knowing that hard fouls are coming is one thing, but keeping your cool when you're constantly getting knocked around is another challenge entirely. Then there's the spotlight. It's not just the players giving Clark a hard time. The refs and the media are scrutinizing her every move. This became painfully evident during a press conference when sports columnist Greg Doyle made inappropriate comments to Clark, leading to his suspension. The intense scrutiny Clark faces is indicative of the pressure that comes with being a high-profile rookie in the WNBA. But Clark's journey isn't just about starts or technical fouls. It's a classic case of a prodigy facing real-world challenges. We've seen it before in other sports, but Clark's story is unfolding in real time, right before our eyes. How she responds to these hurdles could make or break her career. Think about it. Clark isn't just playing against other teams, she's battling expectations, physical challenges, and the pressure of being the next big thing. Every turnover, every missed shot, every hard foul, it's all part of a bigger story. Can she adapt her game to the WNBA style? Will she find a way to channel that college magic into professional success? Interestingly, Clark's struggles might actually be good for the WNBA. You heard that right. Her rookie roller coaster could be the secret sauce the league has been waiting for. How could one player's ups and downs change the game for an entire league? Let's talk numbers. The 2024 WNBA season is reaching record highs in viewership and attendance, soaring to levels not seen in 26 years. And guess who's at the center of it all? Caitlin-Clark. Her debut game drew the biggest audience in 2 decades. That's not just a win for Clark, it's a slam dunk for women's basketball. But here's where things get interesting. Clark is making waves off the court too, and not always in the way you'd expect. The USA Basketball Olympic roster was recently announced, and Clark's name is nowhere to be found. Fans and critics alike are scratching their heads over this omission. Some see it as a missed opportunity, not just for Clark, but for the growth of women's basketball as a whole. Leaving Clark off Team USA is like benching LeBron in his prime. It's a head-scratching decision, especially given her star power. But Clark's appeal isn't just about star power. She's got something else up her sleeve: drama. And we're not talking about Hollywood-style drama. We're talking about her competitive fire, technical fouls, and on-court battles. It's all part of the Clark package, and fans are eating it up. You might wonder, isn't all this drama bad for the league? Not so fast. Clark's struggles are more than just personal, they're relatable. Every missed shot, every hard foul, every frustrated outburst is part of a story that's drawing people in week after week. Think of it like this. Clark isn't just playing basketball, she's writing a script. It's got ups, downs, twists, and turns. And just like any good story, it's got people hooked. They want to know what happens next. Will she overcome her struggles? Will she prove the doubters wrong? It's like a real-life sports movie playing out in real time. But here's the kicker. It's not just about Clark. Her story is shining a spotlight on the entire WNBA. More eyes on Clark mean more eyes on her teammates, her opponents, and the league as a whole. It's as if she's opened a door, and now everyone is rushing in to see what all the fuss is about. And let's not forget the impact on the next generation of young girls watching Clark. They're not just seeing a basketball player, they're seeing a possibility. They're seeing someone who isn't afraid to show emotion, who fights for what she wants, and who is unapologetically competitive. That's powerful stuff. Caitlin-Clark's rookie season has been a roller coaster ride, filled with highs and lows, challenges and triumphs. Her journey is far from over, and it's one that fans will continue to watch with bated breath. Whether she learns to channel her passion without crossing the line, whether she adapts her game to the pro level, and whether she ultimately fulfills her enormous potential, these are the questions that will define her career. But one thing is certain, Caitlin-Clark is a player who has already made her mark on the WNBA, and her story is just beginning.